Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Hello. So you've recently become a CELTA trainer.
That's right.
And I'm just wondering, what kind of support have you had since you shadowed the CELTA course?
We've had a lot of formal support from our Director of Studies, Head of Teacher Training, who kind of comes in and gives you an observation doing something that you are doing for the first time. So we had TP feedback was the first kind of big challenge for us, where we had to grade the lessons and then give feedback on strengths and weaknesses and kind of brainstorm ideas, and he watched us do that individually, because I trained up with another person at the same time, which was really useful. And then gave us feedback on our strengths and weaknesses, and then gave us lots of ideas on how to vary feedback, and also doing input. We get observed doing that as well. And just kind of shares lots of what he's seen before, and kind of ideas on how we can improve what we're doing, and also lots of kind of.
And in terms of varying the way that you do feedback, have you investigated that further?
Yes, I mean the thing that I've done the most so far is the feedback after teaching practice, because that's the first position we do. So something I'm actually quite interested in at the moment. I saw a handout that was kind of going around. It was a brainstorm of different techniques that teachers and trainers use in feedback, and it had lots of alternatives to just talking about strengths and weaknesses and action points, and it kind of kick-started, I guess, my idea to experiment with ways of delivering feedback, and also observation tasks, giving trainees something to do at the back of the room that's quite focused to watch. So I've been experimenting with lots of stuff to make it more visual, more kinesthetic, to appeal to actually different types of learner styles, because we talk a lot about learner styles and talking about the different students in the group to our trainees. So I thought, a lot of our actual observation tasks are kind of on the page, boring, just words. So there's been lots of stuff using graphs and pie charts and other kinds of stuff.
And have you experimented with using the board in feedback as well?
Yeah, lots of stuff with that, getting the trainees up and moving, because at the end of they've done 2 hours of teaching, they're knackered, and then kind of we sit in our little horseshoe. So it's been nice to kind of get some feedback on using the board and getting them up and moving, writing strengths on the board, stuff like that.
Okay, so you've had quite a lot of formal support and maybe informal support as well. Is there anything that's been particularly useful?
Yes, our staff, obviously my colleagues, have been really helpful and supportive throughout the whole process. People kind of just dropping in and checking in on you, but also having time to talk about lessons or input, with your third hour, your main course tutor. It's just invaluable. Lots of really encouraging things. Just in terms of, you're doing the right thing, that's great, lots and lots of positive reinforcement. And also ideas, full sessions, materials, handouts, all willingly shared in our staff room, so it's been great.
And also, have you been to any TD sessions?
There have been a lot of TD sessions recently on teacher training. Some of them I haven't been able to go to because of the timetable that I'm kind of doing. It's my first time doing third hour, so I'm in SLP at that time, or what have you. But the really good thing about that is that they're uploaded afterwards onto our teacher website. So if you miss it, you can go and log on later on. And often it's been summarised quite nicely in text, and you can also watch videos of the session that you missed. And there's also lots of kind of Q&As, all the teachers comment on what they saw. So it's a really nice way to get a broad, multi-viewed perspective.
Are there any sessions or any summaries on the site that have been particularly useful? Yeah,
there was a really good one on timetabling. Something that I'll be doing is when I'm doing main course tutors. Kind of the scariest thing that is coming up is having a 4-week timetable, not just timetabling, but when assignments get set. Because in terms of input, I'm quite confident in the stuff that needs to be in the in the syllabus, as it were. But actually, when to set assignments, which assignments are good, which ones work better, and the positioning within the blocks is quite kind of scary. And there's a really good jing on it. Different teacher trainers talking about what they have in their timetable, where they put them and why, which is going to be really valuable when I get there. Another one that's a bit more immediate was selecting and adapting materials from the course book, which I thought would be useful for the trainees to use. And also demoing. There's another session on demoing. Do we demo too much? What goes into your input slots in the morning? That have all been really useful. And also you can access them anytime.
And just looking forward now, you said that you might like to focus on designing your own timetable and possibly also on assignments and when to set them and how to mark them. Is there anything else that you'd like to focus on, any other aspects of the role you'd like to look at in more detail in the future?
I think the hardest thing so far has been the feedback stages, but we got a lot of support with that, and we got to watch 3 teachers when we were observing for that month do it. So you automatically see 3 different styles, and then you learn by doing, don't you? You find your own style and you experiment. So that's not so much of a worry anymore. It's very interesting, and I'm messing around with different ways to do it. But setting assignments is one that, because assignments exist around that people have and that they set, but technically you create them your own. You create your own assignments, and that's going to be something that I'll be doing for the first time. So it's nice to have other people's assignments that I can try out already, and the fact that we get to mark one as third hour. And in fact, my main course tutor this month, I was saying, it's difficult to, when you mark it for the first time, or you haven't had a lot of experience knowing what to say and what to mark, and are you to standard, etc., etc. Although we've had the training, it's still quite intense. So she's given me a lot of support with that and given me the blank assignments, letting me mark them, and then we compare after. And she kind of makes time for me to do that, so we can talk about what we both thought about the assignments, and are they to standard or not, etc., etc. Which is something that she's just doing out of her own time, which is great. Stuff on the website would be great about assignments. How to set them, are they clear enough, etc., etc. And also timetabling, but there's also a lot of stuff up there already on that. Maybe some more standardization-y kind of stuff in terms of people looking at the same assignment, having different tutors commenting on what jumps out at them. That kind of stuff could be interesting as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.